padres. By the time the next lockdown comes, we're gonna be rich!
Okay, so that was just a quick intro video to show you one of the features that the Liber Pocket Video Lights from Pixel have in their feature set. Now, quick caveat before we get started, these were sent to me by Pixel for review, so when they asked me to review them, I did my usual thing of having a look online, checking out a couple of other reviews. There's only a couple online at the moment, just to see if it's something, again, that I would use or I think you guys would use. So I accepted the offer, and of course, if I get hold of something and it really is trash, I won't even bother reviewing it. So the fact you're seeing this now means that I think they're pretty good. Okay, so these really are pocket video lights. They're really, really small. At the moment, this has a diffuser on it, which also acts as kind of like a protection for the light itself. But when you take it off, they're actually quite small, as you can see there. Almost credit card sized apart from the thickness, but the actual size itself is almost like a credit card, you can see on that camera there. So, you know, these are really compact, but they're quite heavy for the size, and that's because they're made of quite a nice kind of brushed metal, not just plastic, flimsy plastic. So the construction is actually really good. So what you actually get in the pack, I'll run through quickly. You get the main video light itself, and you get the diffuser with the Liber lights. You also get, obviously, a charging cable, which is a USB-C cable. You get a little pocket booklet here to show you how to use it, but to be honest with you, once you've gone through the menus and everything, it's pretty straightforward how to use the actual lights. You also get one of these. It's a cold shoe adapter with a tripod mount on top, so you can attach this to the light and then put it on the hot shoe of your camera, whatever camera you've got. Now, I've used this on a GoPro on a tripod there, mini tripod. I've used it on, take that off. I've used it on a Gorilla Pod here with a handy attachment, which is normally used for a smartphone, but you just lift that up, put it in place, and then you've got that on there, which is pretty good. I'll try and put some links down below to these gadgety things because they're quite useful. And then also I've got it on a standard Manfrotto mini tripod here with a ball head adjuster. So they're really good, and you've actually got a tripod mount on the bottom there and on the side, so you can have it portrait mode if you're doing kind of YouTube or Instagram stuff or TikTok videos, and then obviously that way for just normal. Now, I've had both of these lights on this is the S1H I'm filming with there. So I've had both of these on the S1H, used them at night, and the video came out really well. They're actually quite powerful for the size. The battery inside is a 3000 milliamp battery, and apparently it will last for about 90 minutes on full power. But let's just quickly explain what else is in the box before I go any further. The last thing you actually get are these. Now, these are magnetic strips you can paste onto anything. So you take the sticky bit off the back, put it on anywhere, on the back of your phone, anywhere you like, and they will enable this to be attached because it's magnetic. Now, that's a really good feature. You can put it on things like radiators, fridges, so really handy. So you've got many attachments from the side and bottom tripod mounts to the magnetic bit on the back. You can clamp it to anything. It's small enough to go anywhere. So a really, really handy light. They're incredibly bright, I think, but you've actually got quite a few things within this light itself. So let's turn it on. There's just a simple button on the side there. When you click that, it will actually turn the main light on. And on the side there, you can see you've got a type USB port. That could be for firmware updates, but it's also used for charging, and they will charge pretty quickly. Then you've got the on-off button, and then you've got the kind of command control jog wheel button there. Now, that's also got a push button, so you can jog it up and down to go through the settings, and you can also push it in to change through each of the kind of features that it's got. So when you first turn it on, you've got the normal bright light. It's pretty bright, it works really well. So at the moment, when you first switch it on, it's on a setting called CCT. Now, that is just the full lights itself. And all you can do here is change the brightness by selecting the brightness and then just holding the jog button down, and the brightness will diminish. Go the other way just to turn the brightness up. And then the next one down, you've got the color temperature, and it's always, when you first turn it on, it's set to 5600. If you turn the jog wheel down, it will go down to a minimum of 2500 Kelvin. And on the upside, it will go to 8500 Kelvin. So you've got quite a good range there. Let's go back to 5.6. So that's the first feature you got there. If you push and hold the jog dial in, you go to the next one, which is HSI. Now what that does is allows you to change the hue. So if we just hold the jog wheel in and go up, you can see it runs through all of the hues. Okay, and it's got numbers from 1 to 350, I think it is. Let's go back down. Sorry, no, 360. So you've got all of those hues. So once you find a hue you like, you go to the next one and you can change the brightness of that hue from 1 to 100%, and then you go down one more and then you've got the saturation button. So you can actually desaturate that right down to 1%, depending on what you're filming or shooting, and then you can go right back up. So that's really handy to actually set up a specific hue, really clever. Then we hold it in and go to the next one. You've got RGB. Now this is if you want to get really specific with your colors. So if you've got a color palette open on Photoshop and you've got specific RGB values, we go blue and then we can go to the red, increase that. And then we go to the green and we set that, and the colors will change throughout. So there's so much you can do with this light. It's brilliant. So if you have got those values in Photoshop that you specifically need, you can set them in here and it will match whatever else you're doing on your project. Now, if we hold it in again, we go to what is called the scenes. So if I flick through these, the first one is lightning. So scene 1 is lightning. Now, if you're doing a kind of a spoof film or something for TikTok or YouTube or whatever, you can set this, have it in the background, have it behind some windows, and it will kind of give a lightning effect. Okay, obviously you can put the sound in later on. Then we've got lightning 2, which is a slightly different one. So if you've got 2 lights like I've got here, you can have both of them on different values. Okay. Go to the next one and we've got a cinema mode. So I think this is where if you're filming someone as though they're watching TV and you want that impression that they're watching TV, you would have it like that, and obviously the screen would change depending on, you change the brightness. But if they're watching a TV screen, it gives that kind of flickering look to kind of illustrate that they're watching a TV screen. So that's pretty cool. The next one, you've got scene 4, which is what you've seen already. That's the police. So that was outside the windows. I got my wife and daughter to hold these outside the windows for that crazy intro scene. So it's really good. And you can change the brightness on that, but the colors stay the same. So the next one is ambulance. So again, you've just got the flashing blue light, but you can change the brightness of it. The next one is fire truck, which is red flashing. And again, all you can change is the brightness of that one. Then we go to the next one, and that's fast RGB. So that will just slowly, smoothly go through all of the RGB colors. Okay, so it looks quite nice. If you want the ambient setting, whether you're wooing someone with a meal, or if you're just having a nice ambient environment, listening to music, or if you're doing a video, you want these in the background, changing the scene, then that's really nice. The next one is actually a slow RGB. So that will do exactly the same, but it will just go through all the colors a bit slower. Scene 9 is an SOS. So if you get in trouble, stuck on a mountain somewhere, you can just use the SOS. And then scene 10 is a candlelight. So that one's quite nice. So if I reduce the light on there, again, if you're doing a kind of film of something, you can actually have that on somebody as while they're writing a letter or something, and it gives the impression, it'll flicker every now and again to make out there's a candlelight in the room. So obviously when the room's completely dark and it's there and it's kind of just flickering slightly, I think it'll look really good. You can even have an actual candle in front of it, so you can see the candle on the shot. Can't see the light, but it emphasizes the kind of candlelight, if you like. So I like that. There's actually a lot to this light. Even though it's really small, there's actually a lot to it. So I was really impressed. Like I said, I've had it on the camera outside at night. It worked well. We've stuck it to the fridge. We've stuck it to other metal things. This is obviously best for video. So if you've got it on top of your GoPro or your camera, DSLR, SLR, mirrorless, whatever, it's great for vlogging. So as you're walking about, you can obviously have it on here and just do your vlogging with the light at night. But also you can use it for photos, but it's not incredibly bright for photos unless you've got them really close. And you can see some examples here that I took. Obviously the lights had to be fairly close to me, maybe 1 or 2 feet away, but it's pretty good for close-up portraits if you want to get into that. But it's also good for product photography. So with product photography, your shutter speed can be a lot slower. So having the lights there with all these multiple colors, a combination that's almost unlimited, you can actually set up some really good product shots. It doesn't matter about how bright they are, because you can do a longer exposure. So I think it's a very, very versatile light. And I'll put on the screen now the Amazon link or the Amazon picture so you can see the current price at the time of recording. but for me personally, I think these are good value for money. Okay, so one other thing that Pixel have done is created an app to use the Liber Pocket Video Lights from, and on Android it's called the Pixel Link. So if you go to the Google Play Store, you can download it from there. And then on on iOS, on the Apple devices, on the iPad, it's called Pixel LCS. So go to the App Store and look for that and download it. And once you're there, I think you can see it on this camera. You've got the app here, and everything you can do on the device itself, you can do within the app. So I haven't got it set up at the moment because I'm having trouble with the Bluetooth on this. It's quite an old iPad. But once you're in there, you've got the first screen, which is the CCT, which is the normal bright light. You can change the intensity there. You can change the hue there. And then you've got the white balance here, which you can just set fixed parameters, or you can move it around with this slider there. So it's pretty cool. The next one, you've got your RGB values. So if we go to there, then you've got the RGB the same as before. You just drag it around the screen until you get the desired effect, and then change the brightness again. And then you've got the HSI. So again, you've got those values you can change on there. Next is the gel. So we've got some Lee filters here that you can actually use. I think you might be able to put extra filters in as well, extra colors, but these are just fixed values. You can change the light to those. Then we've got the camera. So if you're filming with your iPad or something, obviously you can change it with this. But the last one is the effects. So you've got all the police sirens, the lightning, all of those values in there to actually change. So the app's really quite good. So what do I think of the Liber Pocket Video Light from Pixel? I actually think it's really good. It's great value for money when you consider the sheer amount of feature sets you get and the flexibility with the colors, with the hue, the color saturation, the brightness, the kind of white balance, and all of those kind of 10 funky features you got, from lightning to the police car and all that kind of stuff. I think it's a great fun light. It's good for, like I say, for product photography. It's good for close-up portraits. You can use it as a vlogging light, a TikTok light. It's got so many applications that I think it's something worth having in your bag and in your pocket. Obviously without this, that's definitely a pocket light, even into a shirt pocket. So it's a really handy thing to have around. Like I say, it lasts up to an hour and a half on full power, doesn't get hot. On half power or lower, it'll probably go for 2 or 3 hours. It's quick to charge. There's not really a lot I can think about to say anything bad about it. It's really, really good. So I'm chuffed they sent it to me. It's been a pleasure to use, as you can see from the intro video. So check them out on Amazon or go direct to the Pixel website. Have a look for yourself, see what else they've got. They're a really good up and coming company. I first heard about Pixel when I got the battery packs when I used to do weddings about 10 years ago. And that's what kind of got me knowing about the company. So please check out their website. Grab hold of some of these lights. They're really good fun. And if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do all the usual stuff. Hit the notification bell to see our next video. Who knows what it'll be, but we'll see you there. All right, thanks for watching and take care.